Hello and welcome back, my loves. And if you're new, welcome. Today I have two very easy Valentine's DIY for you. The second one is very quick, and all those products come from Dollar Tree. The first one has Dollar Tree and Hobby Lobby items in there. But either way of these wreaths, you can use what materials you have on hand to make a quick, easy wreath just to throw up on your front door or to put at your desk at work. So with that being said, sit back, relax, and enjoy this video. Start by cutting our mesh ribbon. I got this from Hobby Lobby. It was 10 by 10 and it was $8.99. And I want to cut it at 18 inches. And if you don't have a blade, scissors work just as fine. Anywhere from 14 to 20 is good. It just depends on how much mesh ribbon you have and how thick you want it to be. But judge it on how much mesh ribbon you have. And like I said, we're just going to go ahead and slice it down or use a pair of scissors. Either way, it works just fine to cut your mesh ribbon. Now that we're done cutting our mesh ribbon, we're going to go ahead and take the mesh ribbon and put it inside our wreath. We got this wreath from Michael's. It was $7.99 and it's 12 inches. We're going to take the ribbon at both ends and roll it into itself until both ends meet. Go ahead and place that in between two branches. Push it down. Then we're going to go 1, 2, twist it 2 times. And then we're going to go ahead and continue doing the same process all the way around. Roll our mesh ribbon up, and then we open the 2 branches in between. We lay down our mesh ribbon and twist the branches. And by this being a smaller wreath, a 12-inch, it only has 1 metal frame. Some of them have 2, some of them have 3. And by this being smaller, it just has that 1 metal frame, as you can see in the bag, and then just the branches attached to it. But we can work with a 12-inch just like we can work with a 24 and a 36. So this is just going to be a smaller wreath. And it depends on your door size also, how big you really want your wreath frame to be. So instead of making this just all white, we're going to go ahead and add some red and white mesh ribbon, which we also got from Hobby Lobby. And this is 10 by 30, and this was $9.99. So we're going to go ahead and add some red with white stripes into our white mesh. We're going to do the exact same thing with this mesh ribbon. We're going to take the 2 ends and roll it in until it meets itself. We're going to open 2 branches and we're going to place the mesh ribbon inside of it, twist it 2 times. Now, the reason why we do this is this way, if we're going to add ribbon or we want to add pick, we still have some of the branch to use. Now, once you go all the way around and then you're not going to add anything else, you can just take the branches and bend it back if you don't want all the greenery showing. I hope everyone is doing well. Leave me a comment and let me know whether or not you got snowed in, because I know a lot of areas got a lot of snow. Some places just got ice. We just got rain here. So definitely drop us a comment. Let us know where you are and how much snow that you got over the last couple of days, and what did you do to keep yourself busy if you were snowed in and had to stay inside the house. Now I got this pick from the Dollar Tree, this red heart, and we got two of each. We got red, pink, and white. And for $1.25, I got these last year. I think these really were a great buy, and I still would buy them at $1.50. And it has glitter on it, so you know we just go ahead and take the hairspray and spray that glitter to keep it in place. So we're just going to take the pick through the wreath. We're going to take two branches and tie it down. Now we're going to do that around, but we're also going to take and flip it over. So by this being a one frame, the stem won't wrap around like we usually do, where you can just wrap it around one time and it'll stick. This, you're going to have to bend it more than once. But another option is to bend it, tie it down with the two branches on the back, or use hot glue. Especially if you're going to give this away, make sure you secure the back of the picks. You can use the branches, or you can just wrap it around or cut it down some, and you can always use our friend the hot glue to secure it in place. I got this heart, one from last year and one from this year. So of course the price went up, but even at $1.50, these are still a great price. So we're just going to go ahead and fix this on our wreath. And once we have it in place, we're going to go ahead and take some hot glue. And the mesh ribbon is what we're going to stick this heart onto to keep it in place. You can see this heart could have been used as an ornament, so it does have the little ribbon to hang it up. So what you can do is take one of the branches, stick it through, and just bring it back. And then this way, it would also help secure the heart and keep it in place. Or if you don't want to do that with the branch, you could just take a pair of scissors and just cut that little piece of ribbon off. This is a 38 beaded twig spray, and it was $3.50, and we got this from the Reef Shop. And I like when they wrap it around the ends with the paper, which is easier for us to cut, because we're going to take a little Zecta knife and slide right down and cut this loose and pull it apart. And we're just going to use this one twig, and we're going to have four pieces when we take it apart. So $3.50 for 4 pieces was definitely a great buy, and I did get this from the Reef Shop. And the last piece, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to have to clip that because I couldn't get it apart. And once we get that apart, we're just going to go ahead and start putting our twig branches inside of our wreath. Just want to make sure that I showed you what I did with the ribbon. I folded it in half and then folded again, and then I took my scissors and I cut upward, and that gave me the ducktail. And you can do one end at a time or you can do them both. And then all I did was take the ribbon, placed it inside the 2 branches, and wrapped it around the ribbon. And then I decided that instead of putting the hearts facing the tips facing each other, I wanted to face them the other way. So I went on here, pulled the one heart off, and then we're going to hot glue it and place it right back on our wreath. I did clip the ribbon off, and as I'm putting the heart down, I'm going to add a little hot glue on the side, so this way both of the hearts are touching each other and they're glued. So let me just make sure we put a good amount of glue there, and I did put glue all around the bottom of the heart. And we're going to move our ribbon around so to make sure that our mesh ribbon doesn't get stuck. And once we do that, we are done with this DIY. Now we got this heart-shaped frame from Dollar Tree when it was $1.25, so you know they've gone up. The burlap craft fabric. We also got this from Dollar Tree, so sometimes you find it in the package and then sometimes you find it loose. But this is 8.2 feet. So what we're going to do is open it up. We're going to take the end of it, wrap it through, and then we're going to use our hot glue gun to seal the end to the ribbon. And once we have that seal, make sure you use something to put down because you know that hot glue is hot. Once we have that seal, we're going to go ahead and take it and start wrapping it around our frame. Now to wrap it around, all we're going to do is lift it up and take the roll of ribbon through the opening and pull as we take it through. So this way the ribbon is tight. It won't gather up, and then as you go we can add a little hot glue to secure it so it won't move, and you just continue to wrap the ribbon around the frame. When you get to this part of the frame, just take it, and when you loop it over on the back, pull it tight, and then you just gonna have to play with it, but it will lay flat and you can still see the indent of the heart. So you're not gonna wrap that up. Just take your time and play with it and pull it, and it will go through and it will look like the dip of the heart, if that makes sense. It's not enough ribbon to go all the way around the frame. So what we're going to do when we get close to the end is we're just going to go ahead, flip it on the back, hot glue it down, and then just cut the extra. And then we're just going to start right there with our new ribbon. We're going to hot glue our new ribbon down over that piece and then start wrapping it around the rest of the frame. Now we're going to go ahead at the bottom and we're going to do the exact same thing we did up the top. We're going to wrap it around and you're definitely going to have to move the ribbon around and play with it. So I don't know, it might be easier for you to start at the bottom and go up. This wasn't that hard, I don't think. Just taking it around that tip and pushing it so that it won't be any gaps. So when you go to finish cutting the ribbon, everything is smooth all the way around. So just play with it. If you have to add a little hot glue to lay it down, then lay the hot glue. And then when you're sure that you have it in place and you like the way that it is, then go ahead and cut the excess ribbon and hot glue the end down. And as you can see, I had to work with this ribbon. I did lay a little hot glue on the frame. So wherever you need little hot glue, go ahead and add it. And once we were sure it was okay, I cut it. And now we're just going to go ahead and glue the excess to the frame. We got this sign from Dollar Tree last year, and yes, I am trying to use all my extra crafts that I've had for last year because I promised myself I am not taking this stuff back with me to the States. So we are going to use what we have on hand. So the sign, as you can see, was very easy to pull off. We just pulled a strip in the back and the letters came off with no problem. So what we're going to do right now is go ahead and lay the letters down on our heart to have them in place the way we want before we start putting hot glue on the back of these signs because they are cardboard. We got this ribbon from Joann Fabric. It was $6.99. So we're going to make a bow. So our first piece of ribbon is going to be 18 inches. The second piece will be 14 inches. And then the last piece of this bow will be 10 inches. And then we are going to make a tail, and the tail will be 10 inches. Now, once we have the ribbon cut, what we're going to do is take the hot glue and put it on the end of one, and then we're going to attach it and then flatten it down. And then we're just going to go ahead and make sure that sticks. Use a little stick if your glue is really hot. And we're going to lay that down, and we're going to do that for all three of our pieces of ribbon. And we're just going to put them aside as we work on the other piece. We're going to place all three pieces of our ribbon on top of each other, and then we're going to get a zip tie. We're going to take the zip tie over the ribbon, and then we're going to pull it. But before you pull it really hard to seal it in, make sure your ribbon is even on both sides. And once you're sure that it's even on both sides, go ahead and pull it really tight, fix it, and then go ahead and cut the ends of that zip tie. Now we're going to cut a little piece of ribbon so we can go ahead and cover up that zip tie. So I fold it twice, make sure it's enough to go around. And then once I'm sure it is, I'm going to go ahead and put some glue in the middle of the one fold and then put some glue at the end of it. So this way I know that it's not going to come apart by putting it in the middle of it and by putting it on the end. And once I have that nice and sealed, we're going to use that to wrap it around our zip tie so that way you won't see the zip tie. Just fold it around, put a little hot glue, seal it in, and then you have your bow without the zip ties showing. Go ahead and take some hot glue and run it down the back of each of our letters, and then go ahead and place them on the top of the burlap fabric. Some letters are going to need a little bit more hot glue than others, but just make sure you put a good amount of hot glue on the back of each letter. I'm going to go ahead and take this gold and red heart and place it at the bottom in between the O and the V. We're going to go ahead and fold our tail in half, and then we're going to go ahead and ducktail the ends. We fold it in half and cut upwards, then open it up, and then our ends of our ribbon is ducktail. It gives it like a clean, smooth cut. Now that we have our tail cut, we're going to go ahead and attach the bow to the tail by just adding some hot glue on the back of it. First, fold it over, add a little hot glue to the tail so you make sure that piece stays connected, and then you add a little hot glue to the back of the actual bow, and then you attach them together. And now that we have our tail and our bow connected, we're going to add a little more hot glue, and we're going to go ahead and place it right on top of our wreath. And once we have the bow secured on top of our heart-shaped wreath, we are done with this DIY. Well, my loves, that is the end of our easy DIY 2 Valentine's wreath. If you're new, we would love for you to stick around and become a part of our family by clicking the subscribe button. If you're returning, you are truly appreciated. I want to thank everyone for taking time out of their busy schedule to spend some time with me. Don't forget to like and to share this video. Stay warm, stay safe. I know there's another winter weather watch coming this weekend. Have a blessed day. Remember, it costs nothing to be kind, and we will see you in our next video. Aloha for now.